us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
Buying your electricity from the big energy companies is now the most expensive way to power your home. In fact, the average electricity bill in Australia has more than doubled in the last 15 years. But not for the ones who went solar. Unlike your electricity bill, the power of solar has actually come down, and there's also government rebates available. So what are you waiting for? Join the 2 million households already saving hundreds of dollars every year. See how much your roof could be making you at solarpowerco.com.au. Go solar and get $500 cash back with the Solar Power Co, Australia's most trusted solar brand. solarpowerco.com.au.
Listening to Calcio Talk on FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to Calcio Talk. It's been a big morning, boys. I'm joined here by Emilio, special guest, Alessandro, I'm Matteo, and by my side, Daniel, not D10.
Why? Either or, man. That's good.
What a morning, boys.
Oh, where do we start?
I know, that's we've got a lot to talk about.
I've got to go see the cardiologist on, next Wednesday. Or
I'm not going to speak for the first 10 minutes. I'd just like you guys, or Emilio, to take the microphone and explain what's happened this morning
today.
Yes, I did have an interesting morning.
You want to explain to the viewers what happened?
Yep, so obviously woke up nice and early. We arrived to Logan Street in Melbourne. 3 a.m. I think we got there. Police presence, making sure it's all COVID safe.
Cool.
Yeah, and then, once kickoff started, what can I say? Let's give credit to Spain. They, especially the first 45 minutes, I thought they were the much, much better team.
Yeah, definitely.
They were there to win. Yeah.
Agree.
So, and you could tell, we created little, they created a lot, and I think we're pretty lucky to go in to half-time at 0-0. And then from there, obviously halfway through, about 10 minutes into the second half, I had to go to work, as we know, being a tradie, early start. And so we scored as I was driving to work, copped a goal as I was going up the lift at the Rialto Tower. So you can imagine what was happening in that lift.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that lift.
And it was just a dramatic. And then come the penalty shootouts, I was in just a little room. And it was all you could hear was just yelling, pretty much. Yeah, it was.
I can't imagine how you would have been. We were absolutely beside ourselves with everyone watching at the Piazza on Logan Street. I don't think me and Matt actually watched the penalties.
Oh, I had to go back and watch it.
Yeah, because
I didn't say anything.
I was just looking at the ground, being very religious this morning. Prayed to God on every time. But
it's true.
Yeah, look. It was very emotional. It was a roller coaster. It was just crazy. It was one of those games that we finished watching, and Matt and myself looked at each other and we said, we have to rewatch this because it was just too much. It was just too much going on. I didn't really take in any of it. And then, obviously on the replay, we can dissect what actually happened.
It was an emotional roller coaster, I think. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, my morning was very different. I got up at 4:50. The cat bit my hand as we've gone through. I sat on my lounge and I started to watch the match. But I think the takeaway from the game, as Emilio has already pointed out, is that I think Spain were the much better side. Yeah, that was my feeling watching the match. Like, I think from the tournament and from what we've seen, this was Spain's best game and Italy's worst. I really did feel that. Spain are one of those teams that I think I said on the previous episode of Culture Talk that when they get to the semi-final and the final, it's going to be interesting because they're a team that keeps the ball and it's going to be whoever on their day. Mm-hmm. And I reckon they gave it their best shot. They had at least, I think, 75% possession in the first half an hour, 40 minutes. They had more shots on target, more shots on the goal anyway, more passes completed. They just controlled the match. Yep. And if it wasn't for, let's say, Donnarumma or some unfortunate finishing, then it might have been a different conversation that we're having here today. But that's the way the dice rolls sometimes in football. I was going to say the doll rice.
Oh yeah.
That's the way the dice rolls sometimes.
Well, rice was a very heavy topic this morning. There was a debate between paella and risotto.
Yeah, we did.
So,
I saw that banner as well.
so rice is a hot topic today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I did see that banner. That was good. That's the way it goes sometimes, and that's football. And when we were talking previously as well on the second segment of the last show, when we were talking about philosophy, is that you can be the best team on the field and still lose. That being said, I think that this is Italy's time. I think this is their time. I know you guys have superstition. You guys don't want to talk about it. I don't know what you're like, Emilio, but touch wood. Yeah. And someone's got a chili hanging from their neck.
Yeah, I actually do.
He's got one.
I've gone one step further. I've brought my crucifix for this tournament. To make sure.
Yeah, when you can win a game like that, that's the win of a championship side. You know, but when you can play like that and still get the result, that's incredible.
I was saying to Matt, just the amount of pressure and just the amount of pressure that Italy soaked up for, I'm going to say 90 minutes and extra time, and then to come out on top, even though it was on penalties. Obviously, penalties is a bit of a lottery, but just to get through that game the way they did, with everything against them basically, because Spain were honestly unbelievable this morning. Just got to touch on, we were speaking previously as well. Yes, Chiesa won man of the match, but I think even for me, for us, Pedri was on another level.
100%.
Going to be an absolute beast.
Yeah, he's special player. He's only 19, you said?
I think 19.
18,
younger.
He's incredible. Biggest stage, doesn't get much bigger than this. Euro semi-final, and the confidence, just everything about him.
How old was Cristiano Ronaldo when he played Euro 2004? Do you remember that one when it was in Portugal and they played against Greece and he lost the final?
Was he 19?
He's
20?
19, yeah.
Yeah,
20?
he might have been. So Pedri's younger than that. Yeah, he's definitely one to watch.
And just on that, let's going back to what Daniel was saying, the stats were all in Spain, and for Spain, sorry, and what the stats were showing was absolutely incredible. I don't think I've ever seen it before at international level. We've seen it at club level. We've seen Arsenal and Barcelona in the past really dominate possession, but this was on another level. In an international semi-final against a lot of the pundits are saying Italy's the best team in Europe. What Spain did, let's give them a lot of credit, okay? Because obviously they're finishing. That's something they've got to go back and work on. But if I'm a Spanish fan, I'm looking forward to next year's World Cup for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think what you said there about the pundits saying that this is the best Italian side they've seen, and some saying ever. I think John Aloisi come out and said this is the best Italian side he's ever seen. That for me was the reason why this morning was so I feel disappointing. You know, that's why I feel it was Italy's worst game, because the matches leading up and obviously the qualifiers and everything else. I think how many games are they undefeated now? 33 matches. They have dominated the possession. There's small passes all over the field. There's never any direct play. There's no parking the bus. And I think after that first goal, I was just telling the cat. It was just me and the cat watching the game. But they were sitting back way behind even the centre circle. So not even in their half. They were just inviting on pressure. And we did make mention when we were at the Jello bar having a double shot espresso because, well, Maddie wanted to have a 4-shot. I don't think they allow that.
4 they were sleepy.
That Busquets was he was having shots. He was that high up the pitch, you know. And usually, he's one of their most holding players. It was just. I think it was disappointing to see that because I really love this new look to the Italian side. I love the new style, the new way of playing, to keep the ball, to bring players like Insigne onto the ball, your Berardi, Barella, these types of players. So,
and who you're not mentioning is who we're going to give the credit to now, and that is the old fellas at the back.
Yeah.
Okay? They're 36, 37 years old, and they are still doing the job. And everyone's saying these guys are still the best defenders in the world, and let's admit they are proving it.
Proper old school defenders.
This is
a dying breed.
Unbelievable defending, and you know what? We can talk about it now. We can talk who is next once they go. You know, in any country, not just the Italians. You know,
mentality.
It's everyone. You know, if you look at probably Van Dijk,
Yes.
But he's a new mold.
But
You know
he's
what I mean?
he's not a Bonucci or Chiellini, you know. He's exactly the upgraded. So let's just give a lot of credit to Donnarumma as well. So that central back three,
Yeah.
who definitely won us this game.
Yeah.
And sorry,
No, you're right.
I don't know if you guys saw, but when they're doing the toss for the penalty shootout,
Yeah.
Chiellini having a laugh, hugging everybody.
He's loving every second.
My
of it.
goodness, just enjoying the moment. And you just see
100%.
Jordi Alba, who's Spain was captain.
Yeah.
He was, how do I say this nicely?
Stressed.
He was really,
Stressed.
stressed.
He did look,
I was going to say something involving bricks, but you know,
Oh yeah.
that's exactly what was happening. Compared to Chiellini, it was just didn't look so calm, enjoying the
He was
moment.
loving it. Yeah.
Speaking about calm, what about Jorginho's penalty? That was
Oh yeah.
like
Ice in the veins.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You were saying earlier you saw a photo of
Yeah, I
him.
saw like a screenshot as he does his little hop before he makes contact with the ball. And it was like a shot from behind him, and you already saw the keeper moving, and he's just literally just rolled at the other side of him.
Yeah.
It's just, class.
It's unbelievable
It
to
is.
do that. You know, we always talk about Pirlo's Panenka,
Yeah,
It's just
or Coupe,
just as
whatever you
good.
want to say.
Yeah.
Just as good.
it's just as good, exactly.
It is. It's of the same ilk.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about that, that's an interesting point you made about the defenders. Who does come next? Because I think that kind of progression or the evolution of the Italian centre back, it's always been very visible. Like you had Ciro Ferrara, you had Cannavaro. I think Maldini around the time with Ferrara,
There's always
Cannavaro.
someone coming
There was
through.
always someone coming through. Then you had Chiellini, Bonucci. Who is next? Is there a player that we're not?
Bastoni, yeah, would be the young one.
Bastoni.
coming
Then
through,
we've got Acerbi, Romagnoli,
Yeah.
possibly.
Oh yeah, Romagnoli. That's right. So he's playing at
Caldara
Milan.
was meant to be the next best thing, but he just hasn't lived up to it
Even
lately. Like
Mancini from Roma. as
Mancini,
well.
yeah.
I mean, but are they?
But that's the thing. It's a long.
Definitely, Bastoni's got a long way to go.
Yeah,
long
for
way
sure.
to go.
But I
so-
think Bastoni's probably got the most potential out of all of them because he's the youngest
and he's there with them at the
he's
moment.
still doing
Yeah,
well
he's
at the
known.
moment.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think he. What do you think of Chiesa's performance? Good
First
goal.
half, he was lucky to stay on
Yeah, I
the pitch. We
think-
saw
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
Berardi was warming up. We could
Definitely.
visually see Mancini really abusing him. So
Definitely.
very lucky to stay on the pitch coming in from half time. Second half, look, he scored a goal. And I think that's what saves him for the final, to be honest.
Yeah.
To
I
start?
think that,
You think he's gonna start? Yeah.
I think now he will
Yeah.
because he scored that goal, but that's what saved him. I think he's a
He-
very lucky boy.
He looked lost.
He was
the
not.
first
He was
half.
not. We always discuss this, right?
Yeah.
With Chiesa, is he a starter? And I think we all agree, no. The answer is no. He's a very good player to come off the bench, but then at the same time, we always bring in. Well, it depends who he's
Yeah,
up against.
exactly.
You know, against Belgium, it was perfect for him.
Yeah.
They played a 3-5-2. He had all this time out wide, forcing Thorgan Hazard to drop back,
Yeah,
which he doesn't
exactly
like to do.
Definitely.
You know, so for that Belgium, Chiesa was the right man. For Spain, I honestly thought Chiesa would be the guy to bring Jordi Alba back, but instead it was going the other way.
They rule the ball.
Jordi
yeah.
Alba was bringing Chiesa back,
Definitely.
so it didn't work. But
I think you're right, 100%, because I think this is the first time we came up against a team that we normally dominated possession. So it was almost like we were speaking before. It's like, do we press? Do we sit?
Do we
And
let 'em have
sometimes
it, yeah.
like one goal would press and maybe the other goal wouldn't, and it was a bit like
I think it's very hard if
Yeah.
you've had
Exactly.
how many is it 4 or 5 games
Where
where,
you-
you've had the lion's share of the possession.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've had the ball all the time, and you're
100%.
making those decisions. To then sit back and like be starved of the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, that's
exactly right.
literally what happened. They
100%.
just
Oh, yeah.
starved them of the ball.
Exactly.
You know, so it was different in that case. And I think in Chiesa's defence, he is young,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and also
100%.
he is a player that plays with the ball.
Yeah.
You know, I think the same can be said for Insigne. Same could be said for Immobile. Like they need the ball, those guys. You know, whereas your more defensive players, they don't mind pressure. They don't mind sitting back. They don't mind. You know.
Yeah.
I think
I think you're right.
another big question is, does Immobile
Yeah,
start the
that's what I
final?
was going to
well,
ask you.
this is what I was thinking because we're talking about Chiesa, and usually it's Berardi that do the straight swap.
yeah.
He brought Berardi on and took Immobile off.
And he put Insigne as a false
Yeah.
sort of nine.
So I'm thinking,
Does he
he start those three
Mm.
together? You know,
Uh,
maybe Chiesa and Berardi both start. For me, I think if it was me coaching, I would be starting Berardi over Chiesa. But like I said, because he scored that goal, he's still got his mojo back.
Yeah.
I think he stays in the starting lineup.
Did you think that was a good substitution? Did you think it was a good
Yes,
substitution?
I
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Immobile the last 2 games, I don't know, maybe
He's-
something's
he's
happened at
been,
home.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he has not been the Immobile that was
Different
in the group
Immobile.
stage.
He does
Yeah.
look a bit off.
Absolutely not.
I think in a game like that, sorry, when we needed an outlet, just someone to hold the ball up, win a foul, just battle.
He's
Just-
pressure, yeah.
We're talking about this morning at
yeah,
Lygon
I
Street.
think-
Insigne is 4 foot tall,
And how's he holding the ball
and he's
up?
holding up the ball up amazing, controlling it like he's playing
Yeah.
futsal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Immobile.
And Immobile can't do it.
He's got to give.
But
the team more.
they're different types of players.
Yeah, definitely.
Insigne is very clever with
I
the
think
ball,
he-
where Immobile is
But
that target.
we're solely talking holding up the play,
Yeah.
holding up the ball.
Yeah,
It's a
Mm.
you know it's
it's part of his job
Yes, it's-
description. Yeah.
if you're a striker, you have two main rules, and that's hold up the play and get in the box and score goals.
Mm.
The main rules.
Yeah,
Back in
yeah,
the
I
old
understand,
school
yeah.
days. And yeah, he did
But yeah,
neither.
I think
last few
in this
games.
type of game, in this far deep in the tournament, you have to be giving more than just scoring goals.
Mhm.
You have
Yeah,
to
of
add
course.
more to the
Yeah,
team.
and I know
think-
everyone's getting frustrated with Immobile, but I
yeah.
still think he starts.
100%.
100%. You
Oh,
want
I'm
you
not-
want that presence.
Yeah.
He's full of
because-
energy as well.
Yeah, you want that presence. I think. Yeah.
Nah, you look. You can't teach his goal awareness. You know, he knows where the goals are. That's something that comes natural to him.
Yeah.
So he's not going to lose that overnight. You
No,
know,
no, of
it's just it's a confidence thing. I think with him.
Yeah.
But I think the positive coming out of this game was that, like you said, having been starved of possession, to be able to actually scrape through and win this game,
It's huge.
it's only going to give the team confidence because.
huge.
Well, let's put it this way: Spain dominated most of this game, and like at one stage, me and Ali were talking, and we're like, "And the only way we're going to win this is if it goes to penalties."
As much as we
Because
hate to say it.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just being
Yeah, I was
honest.
saying the same
and
thing.
We were
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to say it, but we were scared. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
So we were honestly like, I couldn't see a way. And then maybe the last 5 minutes of the extra time, second half,
Yeah,
we
we had
had
those
the
few
Hudson back to
chances.
the
I
net.
thought maybe we might get
That's kind of why I asked the question if you guys thought it
Yeah.
was a good substitution. Because personally, I mean, look, you can be wrong or right. At the
Yeah.
moment, Mancini's right because they're in
Yeah.
the final. But I didn't think it was a great sub. I think even though Chiesa scores, it should have just been straight 1-for-1. You know, Berardi for
Like for
Chiesa,
like,
and,
yeah.
and leave it. You know, because as soon as Immobile come off, and then he made a few other substitutions, and they were quite close together. I felt they weren't really too spaced out.
Yeah.
That's when they really fell back. They were really quite defensive. They welcomed on the pressure, and then it wasn't long after that Morata scored.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen any team go through the middle of Italy like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty.
it's a strange goal.
This
Honestly,
tournament.
Honestly, like it was a great goal though.
It wa- it
He-
was.
He picked it up deep, started the play, 1-2, and then.
Well,
great
that's all it
finish in the
takes.
end.
Even we're talking up and Lucci and Chiellini, but that 1 second of lapse of concentration.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, especially against a team like Spain. You know.
Yeah.
The highest level. So we're talking about.
It's
Also,
exactly what it
I
is.
wanted to touch on, Spinazzola's big out. Emerson came in, and I thought he done a great job.
He did a job,
So,
100%.
Hats off.
And
to
on
him.
that,
Completely
sorry, back to
done.
your point, Daniel and Matt, what you just said is, it doesn't matter who comes on and who
Yeah.
starts at this stage. You know, we have this is something that's very rare for the national team in Italy. Is we have so much depth. We've spoken about this the
true.
debate between Locatelli, Verratti,
Yeah.
Berardi, Chiesa. There's a Belotti, Immobile.
Yeah.
There's so much debate. This is a great position to be in.
Oh,
and
for sure.
every single one of those players will do a job. You know.
Yeah.
And the good things to see is no matter who comes on, no matter who plays, everyone's happy. Everyone. It's a cliche thing to say. There's 26 starters, but it actually feels like there is because no matter who plays, no matter who scores, everyone puts the team first, and it is rare with
Yeah.
so many quality players, the egos, and it's amazing to see what Mancini's created.
Fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
It's honestly amazing to see.
Well, look at a good example is Benedeschi. I
Yeah.
think he's the first one getting on the microphone in the bus. He's the one that's
yeah.
and his penalty showed it.
It did.
How
I've
many
gotta be
times?
honest.
Sorry, Ali, how many times do you see a player who doesn't get much game time,
Correct.
hasn't even played
Right.
for Juve, take a penalty and say he's going to miss this? I even said, look,
Yeah.
he's going to take a penalty. I'm scared. He's probably going to
Yeah.
miss. Oh, he stood up with confidence.
Yeah.
Boom.
He
Top.
made
I
a
said-
big call.
Yeah, I said to Matt, I said, if Bernard misses his penalty, career's done, man. Like, I'm not even joking.
He just went straight.
No,
bang.
because the amount of criticism he
nah,
cops,
Already.
right? And I'm talking like this is full on. There are people that hate the guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like in the Italian media, I see it all the time. Social media, he cops a lot of stuff.
Why is this? Why does he cop it?
He's almost become a meme,
Yeah, right.
right? Like he's become a meme
Meme.
in Juve. Honestly, I mean, it's a lot of it's probably unwarranted, but
Yeah. Because when I've seen him play, I actually think he's quite a good player.
honestly, at Fiorentina,
very
I
good.
loved him. Like
3
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah,
he was a machine.
he was the next
Yeah.
best thing, you know. And I think obviously you don't lose that overnight, like we
Nah,
were just saying.
it's a
So he
confidence
does
thing.
have the quality and the class.
But when did it turn? What happened? And when
think
did it
Ronaldo.
start?
That's what I
You
think.
I think the way that Juve approach games too sometimes it doesn't.
he was
they're not
playing.
set up.
He was playing as a left wing back. The guy's a number 10.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
know
I
what I
understand
mean?
that. Yeah. Well, Well, even Dybala changed when Ronaldo went there, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Dybala was like top goal scorer Serie A. He was the
Definitely.
player.
MVP.
Yeah, exactly, a player of the season. And then Ronaldo went there, and it all changed.
Yeah.
I think I'll give you an example too. Speaking about this, like Spinazzola, for example, he's been amazing. Yeah,
Mhm.
he was at Juve. He could hardly get a look in.
Mm.
He goes to Roma, does well, but then look at him in this team, plays in a system that suits him, and he's been probably our best player.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just shows the confidence playing in the system that suits that player. How you
Just-
don't lose talent overnight.
Just quickly, because you brought him up,
Yeah,
Emerson did a great job.
yeah. I thought
But
he, was,
what we did miss is Spinazzola getting the ball and running past two people.
Yeah.
he offers the
Like just his composure on the ball is like he's second to none. He's very good 1v1. He can obviously can defend because he's playing left back.
Yeah.
I think that was really missed because he drives the ball forward.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think you're right.
But
Hard
yeah,
to
it was
predict, though. Hard to predict.
Yeah, of course.
You don't know.
It is. There's a lot of variables, but yeah. No, honestly, we could be here all night and talking about this game. 'Cause, like, it was just it was a lot of scenes. We'll get to that later on in the show, but
Yeah.
we'll cut to a quick break and then we'll be back very soon.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP & Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants, and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
With the right qualification, there's no telling where your career could take you.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The moon might be a bit of a stretch, but whether you are looking to progress your existing career, start a new one, rejoin the workforce, or get better at a hobby, training.com.au is here to help. At training.com.au, you can answer a couple of simple questions and instantly find out what courses are available for you. It costs nothing, and it could change your life.
The eagle has landed.
Find your future right now at training.com.au.
Buying your electricity from the big energy companies is now the most expensive way to power your home. In fact, the average electricity bill in Australia has more than doubled in the last 15 years. But not for the ones who went solar. Unlike your electricity bill, the power of solar has actually come down, and there's also government rebates available. So what are you waiting for? Join the 2 million households already saving hundreds of dollars every year. See how much your roof could be making you at solarpowerco.com.au. Go solar and get $500 cash back with the Solar Power Co, Australia's most trusted solar brand. solarpowerco.com.au.
Francesco Totti, gran gol, Roma.
You're listening to Calcio Talk on FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back. So, boys, we're close to the pointy end of the tournament. We've only 2 games left. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Who do you think's been the standout player or their values increased this tournament?
There's
You
so
know?
many.
There's been a few players that have come from, sort of nowhere to really make a name for themselves. What
I
are
think
we thinking?
one of your mates, Danny.
The Czech,
One of my
the
mates.
Czechs,
Yeah,
huh?
one of the.
You
Yeah.
love the Czech Republic.
He's chic.
You're
The
going to get your
best- the
Czech
best
citizenship
shave.
soon.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think in terms of a player that's just burst onto the scene,
Yeah.
I think it has to be him. Like he even scored in the games they've lost.
Yeah.
So he's been incredible, I feel. I think, look, didn't make a name for himself. It was already a big name.
Yeah.
But I think Cristiano Ronaldo was the top
Oh,
goal
yeah,
scorer,
well,
wasn't he?
He lived up to,
Yeah.
to the
Then he had 5
to the
pens.
name.
Someone told me that. Someone was like, oh, yeah, 5 pens. I was like, was it?
I think it was 3 pens and
3
2
pens.
6 yards.
Yeah.
6 yards.
So
Oh, no, there was one where they cut through. That's right. And he dribbled the keeper and he put it in. That's right. That's right. See? People give me bad information here, man.
I know, man. Come on.
No, I think standout player for me would be
That's
Schick
Schick.
because after I saw the game of them against Scotland, I thought they were going to be the dark horse. Actually, I believe they had enough to beat Denmark.
Yeah.
But yeah, great to see Denmark in the semi-final against England
Definitely. I definitely think he's got goal of the tournament in the bag.
as well. Oh yeah. I don't think there's anyone
comes
topping
close.
that.
Oh, unless you can go from
you
further
never
back.
know.
But or a scissor. If someone rips a scissor.
Who's your player of the tournament or standout
My
of the
player of
tournament?
the tournament. Like, besides spinner, obviously.
Yeah,
Gee Louise. That's a hard one. I don't know.
we'll come back to you.
Yep.
Okay.
Player of the tournament or standout player?
Standout
Oh,
player.
Pedri.
Like,
Pedri's
who do you
probably
think's
player
been
of the tournament,
A real
you know?
eye catcher, you know?
Yeah.
I think Pedri's caught everyone's eye now.
I was gonna say
if you hadn't
after-
before.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. I was gonna say after today, definitely Pedri. I
Yeah.
think anyway. I think Sheik's definitely up there.
Spinazzola as well. Because
Yeah,
remember
as
the
well.
first episode that we did when we came back, and I was just like,
We were in awe,
it just
yeah.
showed me how little Serie A I've been watching.
Yeah,
You know, like you stay up to date with it or you check results, but unless you watch full games, you're not going to know about a Spinazzola.
yeah, exactly.
And then after the game against Turkey, he was just like, who is this guy?
yeah,
You know, he was
Roma
unbelievable.
fans would be pretty happy right now, hey? Is Schick still with Roma?
No.
He's not.
He's in Germany.
Leverkusen, I think.
Yeah.
No, did he go to? No, he was at Leipzig. He's at Leverkusen now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think going on to that, do you think like these international tournaments can sort of not overhype a player? Like say they play 5 good games and they sign a big deal. Do you think that's enough to get a big deal? Like, what are your thoughts on that? If you get me, like, as in, like for example, Sheik. Yeah, he goes to Roma, he has one good season, like half a season.
Yeah,
Goes
yeah.
to Roma and then just didn't perform. But now he's much more matured.
Yeah.
And you see now he's starting to shine.
The reality is,
What
yes.
do you think?
In
yeah.
the short term, yes.
Yeah.
Because you see all these stats.
Of course it
Yeah.
does.
Of course it does. Their price goes.
And they're
through the roof.
short-term stats.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
Yeah, because
that's
everyone's
the
looking,
problem.
going, oh, three games, 4 goals. You know,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it puts a lot of pressure on these young players as well.
a good example, and I love this player, was a 2010 World Cup with Colombia. James Rodriguez. He went from Monaco to Real Madrid.
That's right.
You know, but for me, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love him. I like that style of player.
Yeah,
you know,
me
but
too.
but that is a good example. It launched him. You know,
Yeah.
It was the same with the Germans in 2010 with the young ones, Khedira and Ozil.
yes,
In that 2010, they straight to Real Madrid, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
But then you see the other side of it with Sanchez from Portugal.
oh,
Ronaldo.
Renato Sanches.
Yeah. Like
Who's he at now, Lille? Is he still Lille?
he was probably Portugal's best player this
he-
tournament too.
I was going to say he's still playing. Yeah,
internationally, unbelievable.
he was the wonder kid as well.
Unbelievable.
He was
that's
the wonder
something
kid.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't mentioned
Wasn't he
him.
at
But
Bayern
then-
Munich?
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
to Bayern and didn't make an impact. I mean, that's what we're talking about,
Yeah.
coming from maybe a smaller club
Yeah,
to that the Euro
Mm.
really, slingshotted him to a bigger club, and then did he live up to it? Do you know what I mean? But then look at him now. He had another great tournament, but
Yeah, he's still good. Still a good
club
player.
football, international football, they're two different beasts. So,
Did
Yeah.
Lille, who won French league? It was
Lille.
Yeah,
I
so-
think is he at Lille now? I'm pretty sure he's at Lille. Yeah,
So if he is at Lille,
but yeah, he's
good job.
probably
You know, he's on the league.
It's funny you bring this up because I watch a podcast and they do little segments on TikTok and stuff like that. And they were talking about like Wonder Kids and who got the is it the Golden Boy Award?
yeah.
And they talked about Joao Felix. I love Joao Felix. I think he's a fantastic player. But in terms of like, because obviously he copped it from I think Roy Keane,
yeah.
and Sky Sports, the punditry. They said like
He's an imposter.
He's an
they were the
imposter, yeah.
words, yeah.
like that's a horrible
That's English media.
that's a horrible thing to call a young player. There's just one La Liga.
Yeah, I know.
I think has he been at Atleti for 2 seasons now or 1?
I think maybe in 3. He's been there.
But
a while.
apparently he was
seasons.
injured as well.
Yeah.
I heard
Of
he was
course.
injured.
Football.
Oh man, they've also
Yeah.
with the COVID break and breaking the seasons in half, guys have
Yeah.
played like 100 games in a row now.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just been so many games.
Yeah.
I like Joao Felix, but that's that kind of like you said, the reverse,
Yeah.
where you get that big hype, and then either these Wonder Kids or Golden Boy, or it's a tournament that throws you into that stage,
Yeah.
and it can go one or two ways.
Yeah.
Like I think we were saying earlier as well, like the English media, the Sky Sports hype, and Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, great players, but it's a lot of pressure they carry,
Make
and
or
they
break.
they carry the weight of the country.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you're right. I think honestly, and even like the way they go about it, like to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Roy Keane. Like
Yeah.
the way he goes about that. But we were talking about this before, and we were saying how like the English media in particular, which they're playing tomorrow morning, it's almost like their own media adds that extra layer of pressure onto them
100%.
with even their players, because it's all they're gonna make. Like we said, it sometimes makes the player by giving them the confidence, but sometimes it's too much pressure.
Look, Danny, you made a great point before the show. Pedri is an example of that.
Yes.
You're pretty up to date in the Spanish media. You know, you watch a bit of Spanish
Yeah,
news
La
and
Liga,
everything.
yeah.
La Liga, you're very passionate about it.
Yeah. I knew who he was, but
But there's not that huge
wasn't a hype.
about him.
Yeah.
That we get with Foden and the players you mentioned.
But it
previously.
was also crazy that Foden just changed colour of his hair and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like calling him Gascoigne and stuff
Yeah,
like this. Bro,
exactly.
Paul Gascoigne is a legend.
Yeah.
Guy's an idol. Like
Yeah.
he was unreal. Like there was, and it wasn't just the '96 goal where he flicked it over Colin
Yeah,
Hendry and
unbelievable.
volleyed it. He played unreal at like Italia '90. He played for Lazio.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly right.
So
Guy's a
to,
legend, yeah.
to make those kind of comparisons, like I don't know. Look, it takes different personalities, and hopefully he's mentally stronger than going the other way. Do you know what I mean? Because Foden's a great player.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's touch on England. Denmark, England tomorrow morning. I know we all want Denmark to win.
Braithwaite hat trick.
What was that?
Horses?
What's his nickname? What's his name? Breath. What is that?
B9, phenomenal.
B9. That's it.
B9.
You got a good photo of him.
Is he
man.
English?
I have actually, yeah.
You got to go get it up.
Is he
Hold
English?
on. You got to see.
This is.
I don't know.
The one from Barcelona.
Let's hope the magic.
Yeah. Daza.
We wanna, wait, let me see if it's here. Because I had the stats here.
What do you reckon,
This is a
Emilio?
great one. This is a great one.
The England one.
B9, phenomenal. B9.
Try it.
Are we going to be
Get
able
on
to
the
get it? I
camera.
don't think we'll be able to get it, eh? Wait,
Where's the
can we
camera?
spin it
This one?
sideways? There? Can we do it like that? Can people see that? So
Patrick Hero tomorrow.
it's Braithwaite with the Ronaldo haircut from 2002.
Yeah.
That's. What do you think about that, Ed? Yeah? That's what we're going for, you know? So it could be a hat trick.
Oh,
Who knows?
I hope so.
Look, I think, given if you're asking for a prediction, I think it's England's obviously to lose. Home field advantage.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
they've opened restrictions too, so
They have.
I reckon it's just for
They're
this
getting everyone in
tournament.
there.
They are making sure they fill Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
And they've got Wembley as well. We've touched on. We might touch on this a bit later on too about Wembley Stadium and how we play on it compared to other teams. So it's England have set this up beautifully for them to finally bring home a trophy. Let's hope they don't. You know, they're all pigs.
I love it. But no, honestly, I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah, I totally agree. Like,
I totally agree.
I wouldn't want to see a team
Yeah.
lose more than England. I'll be honest with you. But to be honest,
Germany.
Honestly,
No.
Germany don't talk like England. England just talk too much.
So it's the hype in the media.
It's the media.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
100%
it's the
the media.
players. I
It's
think
100%
it's
the
the
media.
players.
Because
There's nothing
I love the players. I think the players are
nothing
great.
against England, but I just the
Mm.
media,
It's the media
is honestly
and the manager.
is a
Nothing
disgrace.
against-
Oh, you don't like Southgate?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
It
Coming
reminds me
from
of
a coach, this guy has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, you think so?
Absolutely.
Straight out there.
Okay.
He's making sure his name comes before everyone else.
Yeah, we did touch on this.
You know what he reminds me of? Just someone from like, he just come from like a private school sort of. He looks like a prince, like he's a royal family member. You know,
The
just got
attention
into
has
the
to
job.
be on him.
You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
why I
he's
don't-
one of them.
this is
He's
why I don't
spoiled,
like him.
spoiled.
This is why, the English, like I have a lot of English friends, I play with them. They're all backpackers from England. No, it's true. And, they all have their same opinion. This guy wants
Yeah.
the spotlight.
I've heard that
Because
a
of
lot.
Sancho,
correct.
because of Foden.
Yeah.
He's not playing his best 11 ever. He's playing
Yeah.
Trippier at left back. Like,
But
what
this
are
is
you-
what
Yeah, and he took Chilwell and Shaw, didn't he?
this is what I was saying.
Shawberto.
Yeah. Now it's
What about
exactly.
that?
yeah.
Other bloke? No, you go.
Like last week, I mentioned the exact same thing. I play with English. There's some of my good mates, and they're saying it's not coming out of my mouth.
No.
That's what they're saying.
Exactly.
And like we're saying, nothing against English.
No.
The English, nothing against. It's just the media.
The media, yeah.
The things they come out with is ridiculous.
Even the English commentary on other
Oh.
teams' games, it's actually really bad.
It is. That's very true. I have a mate that lives in Scotland, and so they get all the UK Sky Sports, and he said that when Wales, I think, did they play round of 16, Wales?
Yeah, against Denmark.
They did against Denmark, right? At half-time, they went to a interview with Saka, the young guy from Arsenal, and they were talking about his GCSEs, which is basically your ATAR. They were asking him those questions as opposed to interviewing either a Welsh representative or some ex-player or a player. This was at half-time of the game. That's what I was told. That's what I was told.
Italy versus Belgium, Clive Tilsby.
Oh, no.
Lorenzo Insigne reminds me of a Jack Grealish and how good Jack Grealish is.
What's he got
What
to
do
do?
you, why
No,
do
it
you
wasn't
even have
Insigne,
to?
was it?
It was, I'm pretty sure.
You know what
Did he
it
say
is?
a pocket-sized Jack Grealish?
Something ridiculous.
But
Why do you have to bring that
ever
up?
compare Insigne with any English
But
player?
you know what, too?
Let alone Jack
you know
Grealish,
what,
who
for
plays
me,
for West Ham United.
it's a lack
Aston
of
Villa.
Huh? Oh, that's the same colour.
it's a lack of due diligence from their behalf because they're not doing their job. Because when they say these comments, it's like they don't like we hear them all the time. Like the way they talk, it's like they can't pronounce number one. They don't even pronounce it. I'm not saying they got to pronounce it in perfect Italian, but they don't even know how to pronounce a name, which is you do your homework before.
Yeah,
the
but
game.
it's the same. I found the same thing when they try and speak about La Liga.
Yeah, it's all other.
You know,
leagues
it's
besides
like
Well,
it's so.
There might be another reason for that, and it's if
They
you're
have to be the best. That's what it is.
of
That's
course,
what
but
it
if
is.
you're
They
a
have to
Sky
be the
Sports pundit,
Yeah.
or you're a English Premier League pundit, then you're almost paid to speak about it as the best league in the world. You
Just
know,
putting it out there, they got the best advertising and marketing. But
And that's
Oh,
all right. That's what it's all about.
geniuses.
To be honest with you, but
It is
I'm
about
not
that.
hating on England or anything, so don't come at me. But anyway,
no. Well, look, everyone has their
Just
opinion, don't
being
they?
honest,
That's what's beautiful
Look,
about
look,
football.
To cut this short, all we're saying is that the media, obviously,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for them,
yeah.
everyone might actually be cheering for England.
Well, at the end of the day, too,
especially in Australia, having this Anglo background, most of the country anyway.
Yeah.
Of course.
We're definitely not going to.
Let's just hope for good football,
because
hey?
we're in the final.
Yeah.
Let's just hope for some good
So
football.
let's just hope we take
Exactly.
it home.
Exactly.
And that too.
So we take
It's not
it
coming
home.
home. It's coming to Rome.
I saw that one. Clever.
But yeah, I agree, man. Hopefully, it's just a great game.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially for a semi-final.
Yeah.
I mean, they do look dangerous when they're on.
Yeah.
Obviously, beating Ukraine, a very tired Ukraine, let's be honest.
Yeah, they did.
4-0. They have weapons. And
Oh,
for sure they could win this tournament
Definitely.
for sure. But look again, they've got that side of the draw. I think Denmark will definitely test them. And like I said, let's hope for some good football. And I think
Definitely.
regardless whether it's Denmark or England,
Sure.
it's a final.
Yeah.
It's a final.
And
you know
form means nothing. In 90 minutes or 120 minutes, anything can happen. As
Yeah.
we saw today.
exactly.
That's right.
So
Exactly.
yeah, well, I want to get a score prediction bar before we go
Which one
for tomorrow's game.
for England, Denmark?
England, Denmark.
Oh man, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one to actually call because you don't know what England's going to show up.
That's
They've
true.
been so inconsistent.
What
all
do you
tournament.
think about?
I'm thinking 1 or penalties.
1 all penalties. Are they?
I think.
and
I
then
was-
Denmark. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Give you a winner.
He didn't give me a winner. I know. I think the thing that scares me about England is that they haven't even hit their stride. They're sort of starting to peak now.
They haven't been tested with the teams.
They haven't been tested, but like Emilio said,
They
they
play Germany.
True.
Yeah, they have their
It's a good
weapons,
team.
and it's almost as though they're coming together now, which is scary.
Mm.
So I think maybe for tomorrow morning, look, I really hope Denmark get over the line, but I'm gonna say England 2-0.
I'm in the exact same position. I look in my dreamland. I want Denmark to win 3-0, but it's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen. I think England's going to get the job done.
Yeah,
And
Listen,
then
it's got to be real.
yeah, no, that's just me being real. But yeah, that's what I think. What were you going to say?
There's another interesting thing about England too is I don't think they've conceded a goal yet.
they haven't.
No,
And their defense is shocking.
Yeah.
If you look at their players individually.
What do they call him? Harry Maguire, the slab head.
Harry
What a
Maguire.
nickname! What a nickname! That's
And-
what I'm going
but
to
let's
say.
be honest, even their holding midfielders
That's what
are
I'm gonna say.
fantastic. Obviously, someone we haven't mentioned yet as
Oh.
well, as far as coming out of his shells, Calvin Phillips.
Oh,
The-
the
the-
new Piddle, yeah.
But
Yeah.
after,
After 3 games.
after that first game, really, he came out of his shell. Then after that, he's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of he didn't really keep that level. But individually, you look at them and
Yeah, they've got.
but they're doing
They've
the
got
job. Let's be
individuals, man.
honest. So
Yeah. What do you reckon, Danny?
Prediction or
Just your thoughts on
Yeah,
tomorrow, how it's going to go,
thoughts.
your prediction.
Well,
what do you think?
I thought Ukraine were going to do something special.
Yeah, so did I.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen. They just got absolutely outclassed. So I'm happy to say I was wrong on that one.
Yeah.
But look, I think because Denmark, obviously, since the incident is it first match or second match? It was the first match
First match, yeah.
with Christian Eriksen. They have really galvanised.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just like powering through. It seems that way anyway.
Yeah.
So it is going to be interesting. Look, I think it could be a draw in penalties as well. I think that's a great shout because it's very hard to call either way. It's very hard to say, yeah, Denmark 1-0 because of the attacking prowess that England have. You know, all those excellent players that we've just previously spoken about. And it's also very hard to say that England are just going to walk over Denmark because I don't think they're just going to lay down.
No,
you
not at
know,
all. Not at all.
They've what they've shown in the last few games in terms of like fighting spirit and togetherness, I think is a little bit reminiscent also of Italy, the togetherness,
Yeah.
and it's what's getting teams over the line.
No, I think you're right.
And anything can happen in football too. You know, if a red card was to come out,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
just one
Change the
dangerous
game,
missed
one moment.
tackle. You
Bad
never
tackle
know.
from Shelberto. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know.
I can't believe
The nicknames are just too much, man.
How is it? I don't understand why. Like I like Luke Shaw's a good player. I feel.
Yeah,
All right,
good
good
player,
left
yeah,
back. Yeah,
definitely.
because he had a good season as well for Manchester United.
Yeah.
But why Shelberto? Like, what did he do that was Roberto Carlos like?
That's just what he's
That's
doing.
again the English media.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I reckon that's enough of the English, and we'll come back in a short moment
I reckon
for
it's
the last segment of the show.
Stick
we'll
around.
be back. Stick around.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP & Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants, and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
Buying your electricity from the big energy companies is now the most expensive way to power your home. In fact, the average electricity bill in Australia has more than doubled in the last 15 years. But not for the ones who went solar. Unlike your electricity bill, the power of solar has actually come down, and there's also government rebates available. So what are you waiting for? Join the 2 million households already saving hundreds of dollars every year. See how much your roof could be making you at solarpowerco.com.au. Go solar and get $500 cash back with the Solar Power Co, Australia's most trusted solar brand. solarpowerco.com.au.
With the right qualification, there's no telling where your career could take you.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The moon might be a bit of a stretch, but whether you are looking to progress your existing career, start a new one, rejoin the workforce, or get better at a hobby, training.com.au is here to help. At training.com.au, you can answer a couple of simple questions and instantly find out what courses are available for you. It costs nothing, and it could change your life.
The eagle has landed.
Find your future right now at training.com.au.
You're listening to Calcio Talk on FNR, Football Nation Radio.
So, boys, let's talk about the future of the Azzurri. Where to from here? After the Euros, Zaniolo's out, World Cup next year.
I think Zaniolo comes back in straight
Comes
away.
back in, yeah.
Hopefully, if he shows half the form that he had.
Yeah.
Because 2 ACLs obviously hard to recover.
Definitely. In this team, if he was fit, where would you put him?
Yeah, well, Berardi as well.
You'd put him out wide, on the left,
That's
on the
where he was
right?
playing in the
Yeah.
qualifiers. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
Would you do the same, Ollie?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'd play him out left. He loves to cut in.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
It'd be, but think about it. He would be in the team. The depth would be unbelievable. Even add him into that, you got 3 people for one position there.
yeah,
Quality
exactly.
players.
And we were talking about possible, Mancini's got his system for this cup. Will he change his system? Can we, we were talking possibly, we're talking about players like Locatelli who's missing out, who's really come out this tournament, at the start of the tournament anyway. He missed a penalty this morning, but he gets the right way.
Yeah, it was still a good pen. That's
It's
right.
still a good pen.
Good save, yeah.
Great save. So, they could possibly play 4-3-1-2 to accommodate all 4
Yeah.
midfielders and put Verratti in the 10 or even Barella at the 10.
Yeah.
And then 2 up front, Insigne, Mobile, Insigne, Berardi,
Exactly.
Insigne, Zaniolo.
We play 2
We
up
don't
front.
know.
With Zaniolo in behind, maybe one up
So
top.
there's
yeah.
a 3-5-2,
It's
Does
it.
Mancini stay on? He's won the Euros now. I think he does.
He's got a contract
yeah.
for
I
the
think
World
he
Cup. I
does.
think he'll go to the World
I
Cup
think
and
he
then
does too.
decide after that.
I think that what Italian managers had done in the recent past is they've found success. Lippi,
Yeah.
and then retired.
Yeah.
Obviously Lippi came back. Prandelli went to the 2012 Euro Cup finals,
yeah.
and then stepped down. So I hope Mancini stays long term.
So do I. He's building something special.
I love what he's doing.
Obviously, you got the defenders too.
Of
Who
course.
obviously will they go to the World? I don't think Chiellini will go. Hopefully,
Well, there's talks of him signing a new deal with Juventus now that Allegri's staying. So
the World Cup's next year.
Next year.
It's only
So
one more
I
year.
think
It's
he
not,
will.
but it's
I
December,
think.
so it's a year and a half.
I think like if health wise he's right to go. I
Yeah.
think him and Bonucci that would probably be their farewell.
Even if they go and don't play as much as they have, just for that
You can see him, the
you know,
passion that they
experience,
both
the
have.
passion they bring to the team.
Talking about that, this sounds maybe a bit far fetched, but if Buffon's playing regularly at Parma, I'd bring him to the World Cup.
I thought they
Purely
were gonna-
because of that.
I thought they were going to take Buffon for this Euro for
Purely
that.
because of that experience.
He has come out and said he wants to play the World
I
Cup.
would take
so
him. You think about it. We got 3 keepers there now. You got Sirigu, Meret, yeah? Meret's a young keeper. If you have, now it's worked well, but you bring Buffon into that as a third keeper just to have him around. It's like an
They've
extra
got a few
coach.
good young
exactly.
goalkeepers.
He's literally like
too
an
around
extra
Serie A.
coach.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that too. You know, you got Perin. I've
Yeah.
always been an admirer of Perin, as
So
you know.
that's another option I think we have as well. That if he does play well, plays week in, week out, he's in form, injury free, why not,
just have him in the camp, yeah.
And another thing we're talking about was Balotelli. Looks like he's going to sign in Turkey.
Yes.
And his aim is to make that team. Do you think if he performs, there's a spot for him?
100%. I think our number 9 position is just up for grabs, wide open. And I think, look, we know Balo can do it.
Yeah.
Right? We know he has proved
Under
it
Mancini as well.
under Mancini
definitely.
as well. I mean, they've had their moments together
They're
as
like
well.
a father and son.
Literally.
Yeah, he's father
Um,
figure in football, I think.
So
yeah.
I think, regardless of whatever you think of Turkish football, whatever, if
Yeah.
the guy's banging in goals,
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's
think-
the thing. He needs to bang in goals. doesn't
Yeah,
he?
Definitely.
course.
I think he's got
Something
to
he
just
hasn't
do his
done.
talking on the pitch now. Enough of all
Enough,
the other stuff
correct.
off the pitch and just.
Well, let's hope
focus
he
on
keeps his
football.
word. If his goal is, I want to make this
I
World
think,
Cup, let's
yeah.
It's
prove
in
it.
his hands.
It's now
It's in his
definitely.
hands.
Now it's
Who was he playing for previously? Because I know
Monza.
at Monza.
Yeah.
Because
Could be, yeah.
before that, he was playing for Nice or Marseille?
Nice.
Both.
Nice.
Is that Nice? Then he went
Yeah,
Marseille.
Marseille.
Yeah, because he was in League One for a bit.
Yeah.
That's
And he
that's
played well
He
at
done
Nice,
well.
and
Yeah,
Nice did very
done
well.
100%.
what happened there?
I don't know. Like even at Monza, it's just weird. Like
I think it's all behind the scenes.
I think it's behind the
Yeah.
scenes because like again with Monza, I've followed the City B quite a bit this season, and he was scoring goals. He's coming off the bench scoring goals. Then all of a sudden they're not renewing his contract, and obviously with him, he's got a history of it, and you think to yourself, he comes with too much excess baggage,
Yeah.
and I think clubs just get to a point where it's like, you know what, man, there's the door.
Was it was a shame as well, like
And-
what happened with Man City, because it was
Yeah.
quite exciting when he burst onto the scene, and then obviously lighting fires in bathtubs and
Yeah.
throwing darts at youth players.
Yeah.
Like obviously that kind of stuff doesn't help you, but you do these things once.
Yeah.
and I think that there was a time where we all thought, look, he's young, he's going to mature,
Yeah.
but we're still waiting. And it's like, when is he going to
Exactly.
actually?
Well, we thought. Let's go back to that 2012 squad for now.
Yeah.
That 2012 team for me was, besides this one, was one of the best Italy's had. Yeah. That, even under Prandelli, they were playing good football.
Yeah.
I remember watching him, Casano, Balotelli linking
Yeah.
up. Like I said, Montolivo, Pirlo,
It was a
De
pleasure,
Rossi.
yeah.
It was a good
It was
team.
a good team, yeah.
And he was there, and I don't know if you guys remember, there was one goal he scored where Bonucci came straight up to him and put his hand over his mouth.
Yeah, told him to shut
Was
up.
that against
yeah.
Ireland?
I don't
Yeah, it
remember.
was.
When he
It
scored
was.
like the sort of
Yeah,
scissor?
it was.
Do you,
I think we
so
were watching
we
it
were-
at Brunetti. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
recall
we've
this,
been
yeah.
watching it probably at Doc or
Yeah.
Brunetti,
Yeah.
Lygon Street,
Yeah.
which we'll discuss in a
Yeah,
second.
we'll get on to that.
So, having been around these players,
Yeah.
and they're the guys, the father figures, and still doing what he does,
There's something wrong.
I think. Look, maybe it's just mentally challenged. Like we can't. He's just got a disease that we can't. No, I don't mean. I don't like.
He's
Do you know what I'm trying? I'm not trying to say
no,
that in
I
a
know
bad
what
way.
you're
I'm
trying
trying
to
to just
say.
say like maybe he's
But-
got actually something wrong.
I
with
see
him.
where you're coming from because you look at the strength of this team now, it's the togetherness off the pitch. And it's almost like you bring in a bad apple. I'm not saying he's a bad person,
Yeah,
but
yeah, no.
culturally, it
Yeah.
could really,
It upsets the
it's
car.
like, I don't want to use this term lightly, but it's almost like a cancer. Like it spreads.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
apple upsets.
Bad
I mean,
culture and it spreads.
We won't drop
So-
names, but we have seen documentaries of players in this Italian squad as well, recent times. We won't drop any names, but you know who I'm talking about. You see documentaries on Ray. There are players like that Mancini just doesn't want.
Definitely.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
he knows what he was.
And
what he's
I
looking
can
at.
guarantee you that's exactly the reason why it was not picked. And
Why
honestly,
can't we drop names?
we can drop names.
Well,
And
Moise
I
Kean.
think
Yeah.
Moise
Moise
Kean,
Kean.
that's one of the reasons he wasn't picked.
Is that why he wasn't
Definitely,
picked?
yeah.
See, I didn't know this
So
because I really
Yeah.
like him for PSG.
So do I.
Top
I think
player.
he's a great player.
And he scores
so do
goals.
I. Nothing
Yeah.
against his ability, but
He's got everything.
we watched the documentary and we sort of got this vibe, and we're into the media, the Italian media, and you look at him and he seems like he's there for himself,
He's young though.
He's
and
He's
it could
got-
be that 100%.
he's got years to mature.
And
Like,
hopefully, I hope he does.
He was at Juve,
Yeah.
and then he went to Everton,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And then from Everton to PSG.
This is my concern. He's already bounced around clubs like Balotelli did.
Yeah.
Is he going to
Is he
mature
gonna
at
be is he gonna
PSG?
be
We know
another
there's
Balotelli?
problems at PSG, but because they're all throwing money everywhere at that club.
There's superstars everywhere there. So will he even play regularly?
I think he needs another coach like an Ancelotti,
A father figure.
a father
Someone
figure,
to really put him in the
just
right.
someone that will just.
Because personally, as a player, I love him. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a great player.
He's quality.
He's got that something special.
He
you know,
does.
He can turn it on.
He does, but like you said, watching the behind the scenes, it left me like,
It
like,
did, honestly. It's the first thing we noticed. And
There was such a togetherness in the group. Maybe it was brought on. We don't know. We don't know the
Well, yeah,
correct.
we're just
we
speculating
don't-
too,
just
but-
what we've seen. But he, like Emilio said, it was very almost like he was there for himself.
I don't think it was a technical decision. I think it was more than that, personally. I think it was that because that's the aim and the culture that Mancini is trying to bring. And I think that's what, in the end, if say he was picking two players between, say, Moise Keane and someone else,
Say Benedeschi, for example.
it was that exactly what you're saying with him not playing and being together with the team that got him in that
That's
team.
it, yeah.
And that's ultimately
The
what
deciding
I think is
factor.
the deciding factor.
Correct. But I hope.
But I hope
he-
for his sake that he
yeah.
doesn't end up like Balotelli.
Well,
and turns his career
he's a great striker.
in the right
quality.
yeah.
He's all
So
Let's hope he keeps banging in the goals and then.
Yeah.
exactly right.
know,
Let his football
gets his
do the
chance.
talking and that's it.
I'm sure come qualifiers, I think Mancini will be a little bit more lenient because obviously you're not really fighting. You are fighting to qualify, but there are very lesser teams that you can
for
experiment
sure.
a little bit with, and we saw it in the qualifiers.
Correct.
Yeah?
And he's gonna try players. No one's limited. Everyone's gonna get a chance.
I think what we're forgetting as well, when you're playing a European tournament, World Cup, whatever it is, you're living 24/7 together,
Exactly right.
right? Like, you know.
Imagine having Balotelli there.
But that's what I mean.
Have you
That's
seen
what I
his
mean.
videos when he was there with Insigne
Yeah.
and
No,
the
that's-
shenanigans they used to get?
Really?
Up to?
Yeah,
Really
it's
hilarious.
But you know, it's hard enough living with your best mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine a
You're a
group
family. You're a big family.
of 28, whatever, plus all the staff. Like you're there 24/7 at Coventry, whatever nation it is. You got to keep the peace,
For sure.
right? And if there's a bad apple in there that can just spill
Great.
things over,
You can't have someone doing people's heads in.
No,
It
you
spreads
can't.
worse than COVID, eh?
100%.
It's true though.
Speaking of COVID, there was a lot of social distancing at Logan Street this morning.
Mhm.
So
It's a great segue, Matt. I love
why don't we get onto some scenes at Logan Street and what we're gonna do Monday, an organised Monday.
Yeah, it was a party. It was a big party this
Festa.
morning. Look, it was
Great
a-
to see, hey, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Great
no,
to
it was
see.
unbelievable to
After
see.
being
It
a year,
was
we've been
good.
waiting for this tournament for a year because of COVID. We've been stuck at home.
We're supposed to be in Rome as well. Just saying.
We
that.
were supposed to be.
in Rome.
We were going to go.
Anyway, yeah.
And now, so let's not talk about
We're
that.
still talking about that. Yeah,
we got
don't
our
get
tickets
too
and
sad,
anyway,
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
matter. It was great to see. I think big up to the Italian community come out. I haven't seen Logan like that for
Great turnout.
so long, and it was great for everyone to come together and watch the football and enjoy the football. I think there was a couple dampening situations, moments
Yeah, sure.
that I think ruined it. I don't want to get into it too much because you could probably watch it at 6 o'clock, Channel 9 News, because they interviewed us about it.
Yeah.
Don't miss it,
Jump on,
guys.
don't miss it. Yeah, I just think, we're there to have a good time, and the authorities just... It was great to see.
Great turnout.
So long, and it was great
took it,
for everyone to
next
come
level.
together and watch the football and enjoy the football. I think there was a couple dampening situations, moments
sure.
that I think ruined it. I don't want to get into it too much because you could probably watch it at 6 o'clock, Channel 9 News, because they interviewed us about it.
Don't miss it,
Jump on,
guys.
don't miss it. The football. I think there was a couple dampening
Yeah, that's because
situations, moments
sure.
that I think ruined it. I don't want to get into it too much because you could probably watch it at 6 o'clock, Channel 9 News, because they interviewed us about it.
Don't miss it,
Jump on,
guys.
don't miss it. The football. I think there was a couple dampening
Yeah, that's because
situations, moments
sure.
that I think ruined it. I don't want to get into it too much because you could probably watch it at 6 o'clock, Channel 9 News, because they interviewed us about it.
Don't miss it,
Jump on,
guys.
don't miss it. The football. I think there was a couple dampening
Yeah, that's because
situations, moments
sure.
that I think ruined it. I don't want to get into it too much because you could probably watch it at 6 o'clock, Channel 9 News, because they interviewed us about it.
Don't miss it,
Jump on,
guys.
don't miss it. The football. I think there was a couple.
And then we might be able to see eye to eye here.
If I recall correctly, when Richmond won the grand final last year and they cut to Swan Street, there were flares. There were people ripping signs off the street.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a good time. Yeah, Richmond, look at
Sure.
the celebrations. When it happens at a football match, oh, look at these hooligans.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Soccer's ruining the Australian sport and culture. It's a load of...
And all the clickbaits, like it's honestly pathetic from the journalists. Like, and I'm not trying to hear. I don't want to start a fight against the AFL, the football community, and whatever. Like, you know, our community there. But for me, it's a lack of respect, and that's what I
That's
think.
just the way they see it. So,
And
but
yeah.
to go back to your Ligo Tree point, it was good to see
Yeah, no, it was
the
great.
Italians unite. You know, Italian culture is very rare. You know, it's a unique culture.
Yeah,
Where
definitely.
we're very together. We are very, and you see it in the team.
Special.
You see it in the Tifosi. You see it
Definitely.
Ferrari in the Formula One.
See,
It's
next year's our year. Just saying.
yeah. Well, this year's our year too.
No.
So you know, I'm hoping that even more Tifosi show up on Sunday night, Monday morning.
Monday morning.
You know, we're planning to obviously be there,
Yeah,
have it, make it
definitely.
a bigger
Well,
party.
I just
I
want to
think Ali wanted to touch
put
on
a
that.
call out. I've
Yeah.
been trying all week to get this organised. If anyone knows anyone that can help me organise the showing of the game at the Piazza,
On the
please
big
reach
screen.
out to us. Cultural Club Official. Email us management@culturalclub.com.au. Anyone that might know anyone in the council or anything like that, just show
Even
them
the
the big
Festa
screen.
organisers,
Get everyone
you know?
down to the Piazza and let's just watch it all together. and have
Also,
a
I
good
wanted
time.
to shout out I don't know who you are, but if you're watching, the guy that set the screen up today with the
Oh, legend.
Someone
honestly,
buy that man a
mad
beer.
respect. And when we see you on Monday, come straight to us
Look at
because
your
you're gonna
coffee.
get a Peroni on ice on the house. All right?
Maybe give him a jumper or something.
Yeah, and we might even we'll throw in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get a Cultural 90 t-shirt. So make sure you're there on Monday.
Good on you.
All right.
Let's call him Roberto, eh?
So
Well done, Roberto.
No, his name's Marcus. I
Oh,
didn't get his
Marcus.
last name though.
There
Yeah.
you go. Oh, sorry, Roberto.
Just make up a name. Anyway.
Hey,
so it all comes down to this, boys.
yeah.
Monday. We
So,
nervous?
a
I know.
little
I'm
bit,
ner-
but,
Hey, I was nervous this morning.
I'll-
mate. I'm always nervous with the national. I like to consider myself a national team ultra. You know, I
Honestly,
love this national
like,
team.
I think
I am-
Ale put it perfectly. I think we're gonna have to go to the doctors and get an ECG after this tournament because I can't take it anymore.
Oh, no, thank you-
Lucky it's
thank
the
God there's
final on
one.
Monday because
Oh,
I don't
man.
know how long my heart can take this.
Well, that's it. You know, we're there to have. Let's make the most of it because it's very rare that any team makes a final. You know, we're just lucky.
That's it.
Let's take advantage of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone there, Monday
That's it.
morning,
Monday
let's
morning.
enjoy a game of football.
That's it.
Who do you guys prefer to play, Denmark or England?
Obviously Denmark, but I want to beat England.
You think
on
so?
Wembley? In
Yeah.
Wembley, I really want to beat them.
Oh,
You think it's an obvious choice to play against Denmark?
No. Like if you're thinking on paper
Yeah,
to
yeah.
win the tournament,
Okay.
but I personally would love to beat England at Wembley in the final and just have every. Remember when we beat the Germans in the semi-final and the camera went straight to that German girl crying. That was fantastic. Imagine it was an English woman or girl, man, boy, child, whatever. I'd like to see it. I'd love to see it
I don't want to get too cocky, but I think there'd be nothing greater than to just go into their own backyard
and take it home.
take that trophy straight to Rome and be like, it's not coming home, boys. So try again next year or in 4 years. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to get too ahead. Touch some wood.
One last thing.
That would be my ideal.
One
scenario.
last thing. We've still got a bit of time, but before we go, if Italy do take the cup, are we looking at either Donnarumma or Chiellini or someone like this getting a Ballon d'Or? Because 2006, Cannavaro took a Ballon d'Or, didn't he, after the World Cup final win?
There's been a lot of talk about Jorginho.
Maybe
Ballon d'Or.
Jorginho.
Did you
He's
say
won
that?
the
There's been a
Champions League.
lot
with
Won the
Chelsea.
Champions League.
a lot
We've
of
had this
talk.
conversation
Yeah.
just before coming here that he's probably going to win Player of the Tournament.
Yeah.
He's definitely been the most
The
consistent.
penalty was major Ballon d'Or points.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's marketing. That was just marketing, that penalty.
So yeah, maybe there's definitely a big case for.
There's
Jorginho.
been a lot. I've seen a lot of reports about that. So yeah, it's gonna be
Barella.
quite interesting.
Who knows?
Barella.
Actually.
I think I don't think he just draws it. He's one of the ones that fly under the radar. Barella.
Yep.
But why not put his hand in the basket? He won the
There's a few of
Scudetto
those
with
players.
Inter. He was probably the best player, one of the best players for Inter, besides with Lautaro and Lukaku. And in this tournament, he does all the hard work.
Yeah, he does the dirty
He's-
work.
The dirty work.
And he
does.
scored. He got his goal. I think he definitely deserved the goal for this in this tournament.
Yeah.
He's got a couple.
Solid.
No, he's got one. I think.
Only one.
Lautaro's in the Copa America final as
He's
well.
done well.
True.
He scored
There
this
you go.
morning.
A lot of cases. A lot
And
of,
and let's be honest. If Argentina do win the Copa
Yeah,
America,
he's Messi. I think he's gonna have to get it. I think he's gonna get it.
they're going to give it.
Yeah.
It could be his 15th Ballon d'Or.
What would it actually be? Is his number
It'll
7?
be number.
It was 7. He's got 6
That's
because
incredible.
Ronaldo has 5. Yeah,
But
Messi.
can I just say, just on that, I know we don't really touch much about Copa America and
Yeah,
But let's just give Messi a bit of credit because he's 34 years old now. Argentina have scored 10 goals, and I heard this because I was watching the shootout.
Yeah.
He's been directly involved with 8 out of 10 goals.
Yeah.
Directly involved, so either assist or a goal.
Assist or a goal, yep.
I'd love to see him.
He's
lift
still
it.
got it, and the fact that he's changed his game over time as well is real credit to actually how good he is.
100%.
Exactly.
He's got a football brain.
Yeah.
Free agent too.
He's got more than a football brain.
He's got an alien football brain.
Yeah, so
Has he ever won a title with Argentina?
No.
He hasn't, has he?
No.
No, only the Olympic gold.
Olympic,
That's why I
so-
say senior.
It'd be great, honestly. As a football fan, I'd love to see.
I think that's the way it is all over the world.
I'd love to see him lift
So just on it. And you know what? Argentina obviously has a lot of Italian.
Yeah, for sure.
culture
So
there, as we know.
they're more South
Messi is
American
Italian.
team.
Let's
Yeah.
not forget.
He has an Italian passport. Hey, he does.
He's
Messi
had
from
the option
Ancona.
to play for 3
Yeah,
international
he can play for
teams:
3 teams.
Argentina, Spain,
Spain,
and
or
Italy. He
Yeah,
should have
you're
chosen
right.
Italy.
To be honest, let's be fair. Most
Look, he's not perfect. Yeah, that he's not perfect. If he is,
He's shown
the
his
only
humour
thing
there.
that didn't make him perfect was not choosing Italy.
All right, boys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on, Emilio.
You're very welcome.
We'll see everyone down at Logan Street on
Monday morning. get
Monday
there
morning. What time
Party
are we gonna
time,
get there,
party
boys?
time.
We'll start
We're
it
going to
early.
be
eh?
going all night.
We'll start it early.
Start at 11 o'clock at night. Come see us.
That's it. So
And
come
we'll
say
have a good
hello.
time,
We'll
right?
have the drums.
That's it.
And a few other tricky things. No. Just we'll see you on Monday.
Forza Azzurri.
Ciao.
Francesco Totti, gran gol, Roma. Battistuta, 1-0.
You're listening to Calcio Talk on FNR, Football Nation Radio.